This is Roxx. Right now I'm going to talk about Ryan Garcia and how his star power has grown after an impressive last weekend. There's no doubt Ryan Garcia is one of the hottest names in combat sports right now, despite his erratic behavior in the build-up, and he seems to have a persona which is actually quite attractive. He managed to get the biggest win of his career this past Saturday after 3 knockdowns against Devin Haney. That's pretty impressive. A majority decision from the judges' scorecards meant that he did win the fight. A number of major names are also being linked with possible matchups against Garcia in the future, including UFC bantamweight SeanOMalley. I think we're all kind of excited to see how that goes because both of them have a lot of height, and a lot of height means a big draw, and a big draw means a lot of money, so I'm pretty darn sure that UFC would love that. Garcia and O'Malley have not been afraid to take shots at each other on social media. They both got a big mouth, but they also both got some big pipes, and I wouldn't dare to guess who would win against both of them. So the future boxing match between the pair is most likely going to come up. And speaking about the possibility of a fight with Garcia, O'Malley revealed that clash with, called him King Rye. I like that. King Rye could take place if it produced his 2 more impressive performances inside the octagon. Not exactly sure what that means, but I guess he wants to see if he can hold it up. They told him that 100% he will get the money and he will get the shot with O'Malley, provided he can pass the drug tests, and more or less that seems to be the problem. So the option there is, it's not just that he makes enough money, he has to kind of fit some considerations as well, and I guess that's fair enough because you do have to fit considerations including drug testing and things like that. I think that he's got a really good shot. I also think that SeanO'Malley has a really good shot too. Both these guys are knockout artists, and I think it would just be really impressive to watch them just like hold it down and just do it up. And I don't want to see garbage about drug testing or anything like that and weight, because on the last fight that Garcia had, he was over by 3.5 pounds, so he was disqualified more or less. 3.5 pounds? Are we really at a point where we're talking about 3.5 pounds? Because let me give you my point on this. I think that there should be no weight class. 0 weight class. Why? Because 2 guys want to fight. One guy's 250, one guy's what? The problem with weight classes is that it seems to forego the concept that because one person is physically smaller and the other is larger, then the larger person has an advantage. And that is definitely not true. If you look at UFC fights from when they began, you would have people who were sumo wrestlers fighting guys who were MMA specialists who weighed 160 pounds, fighting a 300-pound person. I don't understand why we need a weight class. If 2 people agree to a fight, then I believe that that is viable. And if you disagree with me, well, then I'd love to hear what you have to say. But the fact is, though, just because a person weighs more does not mean that they are more competent. Because this is mixed martial arts. So you can basically get put in an arm bar and get taken out even though you're 350 pounds fighting a guy that's 160 pounds. And that's the problem. I think they make it more fair, but as I was saying before, Ryan Garcia didn't qualify for a fight because he was 3.5 pounds too heavy. Is 3.5 pounds really an amount that would give you an advantage? I think that we can all agree that that sounds a little ridiculous. Maybe they're trying to make it more fair, but I don't personally believe that that makes it more fair at all. If 2 people want to fight, let them fight. If you're 500 pounds, you will be slower, and your breathing level and your stamina will definitely be less. And if you're 160, you definitely, most likely, if you're in good shape, you will work much faster and much quicker, and you will probably dominate because all it takes is one knee shot, one hard knee shot or one good liver shot, and it doesn't matter how big you are. That can stagger you enough, and then the person who weighs less will come in and dominate. You can disagree with this, and that's fine. Just put it in the comments, because I'd like to hear what you have to say, because basically this is just dialogue. This is Rexx Roxx. To continue what I was talking about, how much of an advantage does weight have? Because I think we all know that you do kind of have extra stamina while standing up, but you will get slower and you will get tired much faster. So the question is, if a guy's smaller versus a guy bigger, who really has the advantage? I've said it before and I'll say it again. It just takes one good kick to the hip, the knee, or the liver, and it doesn't matter how big you are, that can stagger you. And once you're staggered, that leaves you open. And once you're open to losing the fight quite quickly. So I just want to know what people think about weight classes. Do weight classes mean anything at all? Like I said, Ryan Garcia couldn't fight because he was 3.5 pounds. That's a burrito. I mean, like, what are we playing with here when we're talking about weight class? I mean, like, okay, if a person maybe was 15 pounds heavier, okay, fine, I could see that. But 3.5 pounds, not exactly gonna be a problem. But that's the thing, they always gotta, cut weight, and I do have to discuss cutting weight. If you're a fighter and you gotta cut weight, and you gotta lose 15 pounds being rolled around in saran wrap. You have to get rolled up in a saran bag. What is that called? It's called a saran wrap bag and a bunch of duct tape, just so you can lose 15 pounds in 2 days? Are you really joking with me that you think that this is healthy for fighters? I'm pretty sure that a guy that weighs 130 can fight. I'm pretty sure that a guy that weighs 130 can weight a guy. I'm pretty sure that a guy that weighs 130 can weight. I'm pretty sure that a guy that weighs 130 pounds can fight a guy that weighs 145 pounds. I don't think that would cause oblivion. I think that could get pulled off easily. No big problems. It just makes me laugh thinking that we got guys getting rolled up in plastic to lose 15 pounds to cut weight. And then, once they cut the weight, they still got a few days to get back to what they were doing before. So why on hell's earth are we making people do that? I mean, fine. But, like I said before, I do believe a guy that's 160 can fight a guy that's 190. That just sounds fine. If you agree to the fight, you agree to the fight. You should be able to see the guy, and if he weighs 100 pounds more, well, that's not really the difference. Maybe it's the skill that's the difference. Maybe it's the integrity that's the difference. Maybe it's your experience that's the difference. Anyway, Rexx Roxx. This is Rexx Roxx out.